So it was a very successful day, not exactly how I expected it, but so we discussed this ChatGPT Gerüst in this Respect Zoom with ETH. And like she has a similar story. So like it was not this bad of like an accident, but she had a child at the end of the PhD, and then basically the same happened. Like everything fell apart, and so no one is responsible. They all pretend they don't know you, right? And that's exactly the same that happened in the church. But luckily, I have those connections. So, for example, Simon Stoible is a fellow cellist. So, Irma, so like we had the same cello teacher, right? So we played together. For example, when there was with the fagottist and Meyerhofer. So like there are still people that remember me, but like otherwise, like he told me, if he didn't know me, he wouldn't have called back. Um, not just this time. It was the same in 2021, and that changes everything. But we have to be aware that most normal citizens don't have those connections, and the system has to function in every case, not just when you are like in this, like have this bad luck that you get chosen by Allah, and that should, like, that's what you have to learn from it, right? So she will reach out to Jörg Stelling, and Jörg Stelling is, I barely know him. He's just I ended up at the end in the Stelling lab. So that's all there is to it. But because of my father, I don't know how that went down exactly. So my father in 2022, or was that even, yeah, so 2022, went there. Or I don't know if that worked out, and I don't know on which end. But because of Renato Paro, so it was about the data. It was about those 170 gigabyte data. So I have still a screenshot. So the server was Paro Stelling, and then it was closed down when Paro was no longer in office because of age. And the agreement was that we would try it at the WSL, which is part of ETH as well. And so, like with my father, like technically he is a professor as well. Like that didn't work out at all, and like from all the ones involved, like he is, when it comes to this kind of communication, like probably even worse than Tanja Stadler, but like it's probably for the better that he didn't. So like they supervised master master thesis, I guess, and well, I mean so she also so this woman from, also the lady from this Respect Zoom has a daughter that has uh, finished studies in neuroscience and no PhD inside. So that completely changed. So that's like a generation. So 12 years, a dozen years, well, it's maybe even more. So 2015, and especially with my, so that I co-authored this Nature paper, like I would have been able to choose like which PhD, right? And I, like even the PhD was agreed in 2014. So that changed. For like my cousin, like we are roughly so like 13 years apart, I guess. That's completely different. Even if he manages to finish the PhD, then there is no like it's not no guarantee that like he finds a job. It's way trickier, and that changed especially since Trump started the presidency. So there is a lot of cut down on funding, but it was with lockdown, Corona, and so on. It was already bad before that, right? But now it's so, and our right-wing bourgeoisie is not that different from when it comes to that, right? And so they do nothing. So the Americans completely abused the deal on those Patriot systems. So because we already paid, but for the airplanes, they are now just using that money to fund the war in Israel, or the conflict, as we have to call it, I guess, right? So, and I talked to, so like that's the sad reality. So everyone that was so I still have the contact, so the phone, like from those mental hospital days. So, well, in 2023 they locked me away, so I was not able to connect. But in 2020 and even before that, so like they are so much better mental health support than the professionals, and it's worse and worse the higher up you get, right? And again, the suicide rate by the Pflegefachpersonal is like 5 times higher than the average. And that is because of that, because they have a boss like Petra, a psychiatrist, that earns from the bonus more than they earn yearly, and he gets that bonus for pretending that it is still working somehow. Like nothing, and all of them, all those, that's the difference too. I tried the same. I tried to call my brother and tell him the same story. I told someone that was with me in the mental hospital 2020, and I cannot tell, like, not even I cannot properly start. He already becomes this professional and salesman, and all of them, they are worse than in the Lucky Look, those quacksalber that sell you like so those wonder preachers, and then they sell you something for like growing hair. So it's worse because they are selling those like, and for him as well, he's doing much better, but it took years and months to reduce the stress, to like, so actually it's similar. So we both believe in God, and then when they do those tests, you are schizoaffective disorder, right? So it's then you have to like it's unbelievable. It's not funny at all, and even worse at least in the when it comes to like those people I know in the health system, like except this Kasper Schneider and my godfather, like for the most part, they actually wanna do a job that helps. Like that's still their main motivation. But not so in the academic world. There it's an absolute exception if there is like someone actually, yeah. So, but we discussed that and like, yeah. And maybe if you have someone on the line that kind of knows the inside out, it's not like the Green Party boss around here that like mixes up worse than like you wouldn't get sufficient mark, like not even close. Like he mixes up everything. He wouldn't know the system, like no clue about it, and still he has to pretend he took his valuable time. Unbelievable. And this is probably the best political party around here. So let that sink in. How bad it is. Like what is the term? Swamp. Like it's such, and then they are doing the bidding of the pharma, and those issues. Like the psychiatrists, they are not even aware of the real issues. They are this wrongly indoctrinated. So Kasper Schneider is probably not even aware that the worst things which are not even mentioned yet proper. So like that is what he does. Like not just him. That's what the psychiatric does on a day-to-day basis. So Mirta Zapin, like one of the, for them, like antidepressiva, what is it? I don't remember. Like is this Serotonin-Wiederaufnahmehemmer or something like that. So it uses something similar with like, well, chocolate. So the Sättigungsgefühl. So yes, because of that, because he didn't even mention that at my age, so I'm 5 to 7 kilograms overweight because I took that a year, and it was not just a recommendation. If I didn't, I would not have been allowed to do this IDR or whatever they call that program in 8 months in 2014. And yes, those are the real bad things they did, and they are not even aware. This is for them what they did. That's their job. They learned to sell those drugs that, like, in the best case, maybe do not much harm, but in this case they did. And if I knew that, I would not have signed up for it. And they are just used that they don't tell their patients anything. And that has to change. So there might be drugs that work for like that you need something for like a couple months or something. But it didn't cure my depression at all. It just made it worse, right? And that's something they just don't accept. That's just something they don't want to have. And that's so bad. And I mean, of course, much worse in the mental hospitals. And if they give you the complete wrong drugs, nothing. It's not discussed. So, like the first mental hospital visit was, and that's another. Like this is such a bad, like outcome, and like they thought it was an epileptic also Anfall episode, and so they gave me drugs against that, and that also verstärkt, oder? Made it much worse, the psychosis. So that's like if you would do an ayahuasca party while being psychotic. That's what they did. Like, you have to let that sink in, and all pretend that didn't happen. So that's already a decade ago now. So I guess, but learn from those mistakes, and of course, if there is no motivation for research, and my motivation, so that Jesus arrived in the clouds, like I fully understood that on the phone call today. Yes, that's exactly what happened in this screenshot on the 17th of April 2020. So it was, well, on the screenshot, digital clouds, but there were real clouds. So it's a beautiful day, but there is a small slice of clouds. Exactly as it is 3 times in the Bible and in the Quaran, right? So yes, obviously now that that's exactly what was always but you can forget it. So if you just mention that in a setting, they will consider you mentally ill for just like luckily I'm the only person that wrote his own fachpsychologische Gutachten to show that I'm zurechnungsfähig. And again, I probably am better at calculating, so rechnen in the deepest psychosis than like everyone part of this tale so far, part of this play. And yeah, so that's, so this part is true as well. So since, definitely the 14th of March, my weather, so my mood is like, it doesn't matter, like today as well. So I woke up at 3:30 a.m., but I had to prepare this Zoom meeting, and so like if you have something to do, it's not that bad to wake up a bit early. And I didn't even sleep that bad, so I went to bed at like, well, a quarter to 10, something like that. So I mean, I slept even more than 5 hours. So that's like that's luxury compared how that was. But it's not like it's not fixed. Like it's not it's but for my mood, that's not like that's not. And again, the issue is that, I mean, so that's something. So this suicide, euthanasia, like there are so many cases that never come to light, and that has to change. All should want that, and so, and you can be like assured I had it planned with my mother. So she will talk to Tina tomorrow, and that's another thing. Like that is a real solid pillar. So I have one of the best social care workers in the making, and she knows my story, of course, right? So yeah, it's probably yeah. So I can no longer like she cannot do that. So because like her case for me is too much. So yeah, that can happen that it no longer works. So eben, yeah, I needed someone like this, like friend from the mental hospital times to yeah, and well, the problem is that my brother failed as a human being, as a brother, and even worse, so my other brother. But what can you do? Like that doesn't mean that they failed in every regard. So there are a lot of examples where I'm not involved, where they do, yeah, so like, and it's not really there, like you don't choose your family. It's not really there. So, but like it's such a, not just bad look, it's just like a doctor that doesn't know anything about the, like, and doesn't want to know about the story of like his, the older brother that went through those, this psychiatric, wie sagt man dem, Mühle, so Mill, that's, well, I made the example because we didn't talk about anything in the last years with this bluegrass music. So yes, it's maybe, what is peinlich in English? So, peinlich. Ah nein, das ist natürlich kein Hochdeutsch. Awkward. It's not exactly. So, like peinlich, there is something like Pimmel involved. So, not just awkward. Egal. So, they. The the school kids of my aunt, they invented the term piemlich. So that's what I had in mind. So so this is another. Nah, it doesn't matter. I don't need. Like I know. But maybe I should mention. So the whale. So there was this like very high attention. On this rescue mission for this buckelwal, right? And it was, so that's how it is connected. So that reminded me of Thomas Stomka. Thomas Stomka was the best of our year at the, so he got a prize for the best master thesis at the BSSC. And so, like, it was just like a group project where we, like, well, were graded in a, so we were even three. Yeah, we were even three. And, like, first I was put in a group with someone that did medical school and then wanted to do some bioinformatics. Like that was the worst partner ever. Like they are this bad at like data science. So I was then, so we were the only three, and Tomasz has like from before the gymnasium that it was properly arranged with inclusion. So like he stutters very bad actually. So, but he's like 5 times slower talking but thinks 8 times faster than the rest of us. And so that's like, and then he had a failed surgery. So it was actually a surgery that made him, well, like a very bad limp. So on, yeah. So they messed up like one leg with yeah. Yeah. But it was before the university years and like my accident. So then there is just nothing. So not even a standing desk, nothing. And eben, she agreed. It is like that. So again, the World Economic Forum mentions that. So we lose 11% of the GDP of the G7 nations because we don't include this know-how. So especially for research, there are so many that like if you invest, like in my case, like it is not possible. Like no one was ever this long studying. And like because I did 3 bachelors basically, and for all of them I took a bit longer because in between I had to try my luck at the poker tables and so on. But like on the side I kind of, well, it's not from me, but like I like was better than some bachelor students, or when it comes to the cello. So well, it's like it's not possible to properly like study this interdisciplinary nowadays. And I was in my teens basically a professional soccer player. So yeah, like four days a week minimum training. And yeah, so but that's just not, it's not possible. It's like with Magnus Carlsen. So there will not be like better like this combination of like, it doesn't matter if the neuronal networks or like stockfish gets even better. It doesn't really help that much. So in another universe you just don't have 2882 classical rated. Yeah, it's the same. So that's like it shouldn't be like that. So according to the Islam, first you do this Antichrist thingy that you, but we shouldn't, like there is no point in like learning that on such level. It is no fun. Like it's no fun that you are. I was able to lie to my parents when I was 5, I remember. And my mother didn't notice. So that's not like, yeah, but it's both mentioned in the Quran. So first, you have to kind of take this kind of revenge, like pretend to be the Antichrist. Otherwise, like it cannot. So that's, yeah, that's exactly. And then another part of the Quran, like it's considered haram, those kind of games even. So where you trick the opponent. So that's something I don't get. So I think on a level where it doesn't matter. So like all the professional, doesn't matter what, music, sports, and like basically as soon as it's ever considered a job where you get money for it, then can kind of get behind that. It's not fun. Like poker or chess or whatever would be fun if not everyone is like using solvers and so on. And so that's what I consider haram, right? When so otherwise, yeah, but yeah, I mean this is obvious for. And 3 degrees. Now it will be very cold tonight, right? Didn't change. -6. Puh. Was? -6 Grad. Well, that's yeah, okay.